Now, do you find yourself faced with call after call after call from debt collectors? While they are doing their job, yes, sometimes it can cross the line and become harassment. So at what point is that reached? Well, here with more is attorney Judah Zakalik with the law firm of Peters & Associates, or otherwise known as the Panda Guys. Good morning.
Hey, Megan. Good morning.
Okay, we're here to talk about debt and debt collectors. And we were talking off cam a little bit ago and saying, yes, if you aren't paying your bills, you shouldn't be running from having to pay your bills, correct? Mm-hmm. So people have the right to be calling you, but they don't have the right to be harassing you. Is this true?
Exactly, yeah. And all my clients want to pay their bills. They've just come across some kind of situation where they can't. Whether it's a medical emergency or a death or just a loss of job. So they can't, although they'd like to.
Yeah.
So you should always do something about it. But if you can't, debt collectors will call you, and there's limitations on what they can do. And I need to distinguish that a debt collector between a creditor, right? So you have the original creditor. That's whoever you borrow the money from or who lent you some money.
Yes.
And then sometimes they try to collect. If they can't collect, they'll sell it to a debt collector.
Okay.
Now, how a debt collector collects from you is governed by federal law. Okay, it's called the FDCPA, or the Federal Debt Collection Practices Act, and it has limitations on how they can contact you.
And what are those limitations?
Okay, well, there's all sorts of limitations. There's lists of them.
Okay.
I'll run through some of them, but they have some time limitations. So, for instance, they can't call you before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. Not allowed to do that.
Okay. So if you're getting a call at 7 a.m. or getting a call at 10 p.m., you have the right to say, hey, listen, I know I need to pay this, but you can't be calling me before or after hours.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they might not hear that. The debt collector might not hear that. What you need to do is you need to record it. Where are you calling from? What's the number? What's the account number? Those kind of things. Record that information, because later on we could use that for a lawsuit.
Just write it down.
To write it down, yeah.
Okay.
And stop them, and also put some money in your pocket. And you don't have to pay any money out of pocket for us to file that lawsuit.
Okay.
But there's a whole bunch of other things they can't do.
Yeah, what's another limitation?
So they can't call you at work if you told them you're not allowed to collect or take phone calls at work. If you're represented by a lawyer and they know that you're represented by a lawyer, then they can't contact you. And that's probably one of the most powerful things. A lot of times people will hire debt settlement companies or debt consolidation companies. That debt collector can still contact you.
Yeah.
But if they know that you're represented by a lawyer, they cannot. Okay, so that's very important.
And so when that first phone call comes in, do you tell them this? Please do not call me before or after hours. Please don't call me at work. I mean, you have to lay the law out like that?
Yeah, sometimes you do have to lay the law out like that. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to say things sometimes that are hostile or malicious. They're going to threaten you with going to jail or a lawsuit that they may never file.
Right.
All those things are not allowed.
Is it okay for collectors to call your family members to try to find you if they can't get a hold of you?
A lot of times, if you ever notice when you go for a loan application or whatever it is, they're going to ask for contact information for other relevant people.
Right.
Later on, that debt collector is going to use that information to go contact those people to try to track you down.
Do they have the right to do that?
Yeah, they can do it,
Okay.
but they can't disclose why they're calling. So they can say, hey, I'm calling for Megan. Is she around? Is this Megan's number? And your mom or dad, not you particular, right?
Sure, use me as an example. That's fine. No, it's good.
So it may say, no, she's not here. This is not her number. They can't say, well, I'm trying to collect a debt. She owes us money. They can't do that.
You can't be putting my dirty laundry out there.
Exactly.
Okay, so
True.
you have rights.
That's
in
your
that
business,
sense.
right?
That's my debt and my business.
That's right.
Mom will be like, ring, ring, hello,
Right.
girl. Okay, now how about going to jail? If the collector calls you and says, if you don't pay this, even if it's before or after hours that they're calling, okay, well, we could send you to jail if you don't pay this off. Do they have the right to say that?
No.
Is that true?
No, it's not true. and you'll be surprised how many people actually believe that or believe that they can go to jail for not paying a debt.
Yeah.
I want to make it clear to people that is not true. There's no debtor prisons in the United States. You're not going to jail for not paying back a loan or a credit card. Now, if you got a traffic ticket or a DUI and you don't pay that, that's a criminal infraction and you may go to jail for that. But just common debt like medical debt or credit card debt, you can't go to jail for that.
So it'll just keep adding up and they'll just keep calling.
They'll keep calling unless we stop them, and we can stop them. With the FDCPA claims, we can stop them by settling debt or going through a bankruptcy. So if we file a bankruptcy for someone too and they get contacted after that, then we can stop that and actually put some money in the client's pocket too. And it's not just small fractions of money. I mean, normally it's like up to $1,000, but I've settled one case for $50,000 for one client for one phone call, one voicemail.
If harassment is so against the law, then why do collectors do it?
Because it's cost beneficial for them to do. They collect more money than they pay out as far as on settlements or fines. So that's why it makes good business sense for them to do that. We'll see, many large corporations in the United States sometimes do things that are illegal because there's a cost benefit to it.
Sure,
right?
Sure, and that's why you guys are here to help.
That's why we're here to protect people.
Thank you so much for being here
Thank
today.
You,
all right, getting harassed by debt collectors, that's the big question today. Let the Panda guys over at Peters & Associates help you out. For more information about them, just head to the website or call the number you see right there on your screen. You can also find them on Facebook and Twitter.